Hey everybody, it's Jesse, and I'm working from home today. So this is Ambrose. Say hi, Ambrose.
Hi, I'm your phone. The funniest guy of all. You can join me. Yeah, the tweet.
So Ambrose is watching My Little Pony with the headphones on while I'm coding. So I have three screens running, and he has one screen. I'm gonna switch over to the code in a minute, but I I just thought I'd share my latest learning with you all. And
I want this breezy one.
Okay, so I've started learning how to make blockchain based apps. So they call them dapps, and I'm doing it with on the Ethereum blockchain and using language called Solidity. I think it's called Solidity. So I'm let me switch screens so you can see what I'm working on here. So there's a cool, let's make this a bit bigger for everybody. There's a cool tutorial called CryptoZombies, and at least I think it's pretty cool to work with. Let me try to move this over. There we go. It was cutting off the edge there. So anyway, yeah, I think it's a pretty cool tutorial. It's kind of fun. You're building a game basically as you're going through it. And sorry for being a little off. I'm trying to get everything situated on one screen here so that I can see what you all are saying in the comments while I do this. Okay, cool. All right, I think I got it working now. So video output is low.
I think this is broken.
You think it's broken?
This is
Can
broken.
you hear it?
Well, I can't hear it, but it keeps going on and off.
On and off. Okay, maybe that's because we're streaming. Maybe you think that's why? Is it skipping?
It's like moving and then stopping. It's
Moving and stopping.
And stopping.
Okay. All right. So for everybody watching, let me know how the stream is. It looks like it might not. The stream health might not be that good. Probably because I'm streaming Netflix at the same time. So let me pause the Netflix here and see if that helps. So let me know how the stream is going. And also let me know if you can read this font. Ambrose, do you want to take a break and go see Mama?
No.
For a couple minutes?
No.
You've been watching a lot of ponies.
No.
No? Just for a couple minutes. Maybe you could get something to drink?
But I want a bagel and some coffee and we are watching this right now.
Okay, well why don't you go upstairs and see if Mama can get it for you, and then come back down when you're ready. Okay? I think it'd be good to take a break and go to the bathroom. You've been sitting here for a little while. Okay?
I do have to go potty.
You do have to go potty? Okay. Alright, so it looks like Blake is saying the audio is great, video is choppy. Okay, so hopefully it'll get better without Netflix. Alright, John says stream is starting and stopping. So let's just completely close out of Netflix and see if that helps. So it just closed out now. It looks, yeah. Yeah, it looks like, what else do I have open? I don't really have anything else running, so hopefully it'll get better. Here, bro, you can climb off the back. There we go. We're live streaming.
Oh, you've got another friend.
Got another friend? Alright. Come here, Cordelia. You want to be on the live stream? You have to go?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Alright. So, Cordelia, can you say hi? Can you say hello? On the computer there. Can you say hello? See that little green? Can you wave to the little green dot? Wave. Say hello. Hello. Okay. So let me go through. This is not going to be a long stream. So I was home. I'm home today because my wife didn't feel well, and Cordelia, my youngest, doesn't feel well either. So I thought I'd stay home and help them out. And my wife has to go to a doctor's appointment now, so I just didn't realize that this was at the same time. So this is going to be a short stream, and then I don't think Cordelia will have the patience to sit here for that long. But I would like to just kind of go over what I'm doing and then set things up maybe for future streams with this and see if anybody's interested. Maybe, you know, you might want to do this tutorial too. So, all right, great job, Ambrose. Okay. Ambrose, make sure you put your undies on or I'm going to get kicked off of YouTube. So, cool. So Cordelia is 1. So, well, she's, what are you, 1.5 now? Close to it? Alright, hold on, little buddy. Let me, hold on, bud. Let me switch the stream really quick. Hold on. Ambrose, you having trouble?
Even?
Yeah. And Mama's outside? Okay, hold on just a second. Okay, let me... Oh, thank you, Cordelia. Thank you. Alright, stay right there, Ambrose. So... Thank you, Cordelia. Thank you. Ambrose needs some help. So let me... this is going to be a really short stream. Because Ambrose is potty training and he just went to the bathroom, but he can't get his underwear back on. So I'm going to need to help him with that. And here, Cordelia. Okay, here you go. Here you go. You want these? You want to wear them? No, you don't like them? Okay. So anyway, let me just briefly explain what's going on. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to end the stream. This is entirely my fault. I should have checked with my wife to double check what time her appointment was. So basically, what you do in this tutorial is you go through and you create a blockchain app using this Solidity language that creates a zombie, which is it's basically just a class. So this is very much like a class-based system. So it's a little bit different than what we usually do on the free code camp streams or on some of the streams in this channel, where we're very much using. You waving? Yeah, we're using functional programming a lot with React. So this is class-based programming, and there's a lot more like definitions of what things are. So you can't just declare a variable. You have to declare like an integer or string, you know, beforehand. So it reminds me of, I don't know, the very brief time that I spent doing stuff with C. But it's pretty cool. You start out, I'm on lesson 4 or lesson, I think I'm on lesson 3. Lesson 1, you build the zombie factory, which lets you make more instances of the class of zombie, right? So lesson 2, you create a way for your zombie to eat and you eat CryptoKitties. And now lesson 3, you're actually learning a little bit about security with blockchain contracts. So that's where I'm on now. So we're learning about security. We were able to set it so that only the owner of the contract could modify something in the contract, which is it's pretty important and is pretty cool. Once you release a blockchain contract, you can't really change anything. There you go. So you have to be sure that you've done everything right, or else you'd have to give your clients or your users an entirely different, I don't want to say URL, but address for your contract. So it's definitely way different than web development, which is very forgiving. You make an error and then immediately you just go and fix it, put it up to the server, and that's it. So it's totally it's kind of a different way of thinking. So you have to be a lot more careful, I guess, before you actually release something. So that's kind of the big overview. And let's see. Right now, just to let you know, right now what I was working on is setting a timer so that you can't feed on a CryptoKitty more than once per day. So we've set our cooldown time to 1 day here, and at this point we want to change. So we have these public functions. Let me find a function we're working on. Whoops, I think it's here. So our feed and multiply function here, that allows us to, where we can feed our zombie a CryptoKitty and then make another zombie, is, let's see, okay, it's a public, but we want to make it an internal function so that it's more secure. So public functions can be used by anyone that has the address of the contract, which I guess is what the program is called. And so by setting it to internal instead of public, now we've shut that off from the outside. So as it says here, we're making it more secure. And now we're going to add this cooldown time. And I think I'm just maybe going to work through this and then finish it up, and also ask some questions. So I see there's some stuff in the chat, so I'm going to go through this in just a second. So we want to take into account that cooldown time, that 1 day cooldown. So after we look up, and you could see, like, this is a really basic tutorial. They walk you through everything. So these comments tell you exactly where to put the code. So it's not difficult. If you've done any other type of programming, this is not difficult at all. It's just more like getting used to and like learning a little bit more about how things work on blockchain as you go through. And it's kind of fun, as you work through, you actually are building a game and get to play parts of the game. So let's we're going to add a check for is ready. So first, after we look up my zombie, let's add a require statement that checks is ready. So we're going to add require, and this is going to check is ready. So a lot of this I've already built out. So I mean, unfortunately, I didn't stream this the whole time, so we're kind of starting in the middle. So we're checking is ready, and statement that checks is ready and passes zombie into it, my zombie. So we're passing my zombie into the is ready function. So what this does, as it says, I don't know if you can read this here, but we're saying that this function can only execute if the cooldown timer has expired. So this is that is ready function. We pass it our zombie. All right, and then it says, is our zombie ready time less than or equal to now, right? So pretty simple. The syntax might be a little bit weird. It's still a little bit weird for me to get used to, but the concept is pretty, I think, pretty straightforward. And finally, at the end of the function here, we're going to trigger that cooldown so that, let's say it passes this test, this require. So assume this is kind of like an if statement. So it passes this. So if the cooldown is already expired, then we can run this. We can eat the CryptoKitty, multiply the zombie, and then we have to reset that cooldown. So we can't just call this function again and eat another CryptoKitty. So now we're going to trigger that. So we're just going to call the function normally, how you would normally call a function. So the function name is trigger. So we've already made this trigger cooldown and my zombie. So we're going to trigger cooldown my zombie. Everything has to end with a semicolon. And let's look at that trigger cooldown. So we pass it in the zombie, and now it resets the ready time for that zombie and to now plus cooldown time. Okay. So let's test it out, see if it works. Try again. We've messed something up. Alright, let's see. It's not even showing me where. Normally it shows me where I messed it up. It's probably not because I zoomed everything in. So let's go down. Let's go through quickly and just make sure. Whoops, I forgot a semicolon. That's probably it. Yay, that was it. I keep forgetting semicolons because if you've been watching any of my other streams, you know that I don't use semicolons in JavaScript. And then now I have to use them. So I definitely keep forgetting. So we've unlocked the next lesson. And, oops, there we go. I didn't mean to check that already. Alright, cool. So I'll be moving on to chapter 8 at some point. Right now, I'm going to go check on why Cordelia is yelling. I think she made her way up the stairs. So, I guess quickly. Alright, she sounds okay right now. Oh, I heard it again. Okay, so let me check really quickly what's going on in the live chat. Let's see. Michael says, now I feel really, really bad. Didn't realize it was father-son time. I don't know why. I'm not sure why you feel bad about it being father-son time. Anyway, John asks, is this proprietary code? No, I don't. I actually don't know what Solidity is in terms of proprietary. If it's just like an open standard, to be honest with you, I'm like very, very new to this, so that's something I should probably look up as well to see if it's worth learning. Is it usable in enough places? But we are at the end of every lesson. It ties it in with web development. So there's like this web3.js library that ties in what's going on with our blockchain contracts, and then we can access that from with JavaScript. So that's really cool. So we could potentially build things with blockchain and then build a UI for it, with JavaScript, like with React or whatever we want. I think for this game they're using Vue. And then, essentially, we could make blockchain apps, which is it's really cool. That's kind of exciting. John says, will this prepare you for WebAssembly? I don't know, maybe. I don't know enough about either one, really, to know if this is preparing me for that. But I guess when you say that now, there's some similarities. Anyway, but I'm gonna end the stream now and take care of my children. Thank you all for joining me. Sorry it was such a short stream. Let me know if you think this is kind of cool to stream blockchain stuff, or you want me to stick to React stuff, or something else. This was kind of it's kind of new, so it's new for me and it's new for the stream. So just thought I'd give it a shot. Anyway, I will probably have a free code camp live stream tomorrow. And until then, have a great day.